Welcome back to the show, everybody. I'm of course the one on triple the G.O.D. Please pop that, do it, pop it, just like that. Yeah, pop the thing. Yeah, I'm of course the one on triple the G.O.D. Yeah, say it twice. Hell yeah. Of course I'm surrounded by the squadron and you. Yes, you're live right here with us, right here on Team JRF TV, and welcome back to the King of Iron Fist Tournament 7. Wow, that this is a crazy thing to wake up to for real because I'm going to use a word today, and this is the word of the day, kids, that's going to be all throughout how we take a look at this. The word context. Because here's the context for how we ended up here before a video even gets started. I woke up, and this is all I saw on my feed. Tekken is selling you frame data, and the arguments that happen, and the shields being called, and people looking like they don't appreciate that things going to work, and hadn't seen the argument from both sides. With all I knew was Tekken was selling your frame data, which is why I went and found the video to find out what selling frame data means. It could mean anything, but here's the thing. There's a lot of things that I don't trust. Bandai Namco was a whole, I don't know. Y'all have had some horrible DLC practices with a whole bunch of your anime games, so it's really hard to trust you. But the man who asked, who I can't ask for shit, and his homeboy, I can trust them. I can trust Arata and Michael Murray, who they ain't gonna steer you wrong because they love Tekken just like I do, and I really don't think that they would have a legitimate reason to try to sell you frame data unless there was something more to it than just selling frame data. But again, the word of the day, children, the word context of context of trying to figure out what this is. So I want to make an informed decision. And I want to have an informed opinion about the informed decision that I'm going to make in my opinion if you can keep up. So, this is probably what we should do at this juncture. I should get little sis up in here. We should watch this and then make an informed decision and opinion about where you stand on a subject. How about that? Yo, little sis, I need to make an informed and educational response to the streets about Tekken selling frame data. So, ma'am, if you could, please illuminate the darkness for me in the streets so we know what's really, really, really good. Just like that. So, this is all I know. This is the feature that they touted when they came out with Miss Zafina and the Shogun of Harlem great granddaddy. Shout out to my boy Leroy. So, with all of that being said, is Tekken 7 selling me frame data for $4? .exe.
So I think everyone, if you've seen the trailer before,
Turn it up.
everyone's wondering what that feature is. I often get asked myself, and the practice expansion feature that we mentioned on the slide. So I'm going to talk about that today. So in English, DLC 13 is frame data display. So as you can see on the screen, we have the detailed display and the simple display, two different versions. So the detailed display is something that I think players here today will welcome, where you can see the various frame properties, etc. And the simple display makes this very, as I mentioned, simple. So you can see your status by looking at the color to determine whether you're at advantage or disadvantage.
Okay.
We're actually going to go into the game, and I think Nakatsu is going to show you. So I'll explain a little bit more detail. So now Nakatsu is going to show us actually in game what it's going to look like.
Moonside is that crack cocaine. Need I say no more?
こんな感じで、画面に表示されています。こんな感じで、不利な状況だと赤い文字で、有利な状況だと青い文字で表示されています。
So everyone, I'm sorry to keep you waiting for this information. As you can see on the screen, both yours and your opponent or the CPU characters detailed information on screen. First, the startup frame, frame advantage, which you can see advantage or disadvantage in colors, and what your status, standing, whether in the air, etc. And also distance from the opponent, just to kind of tell how far away you are. So as you can see, the simplified color variation is for beginner players who often don't know the flow of the battle. You know, they always want to press buttons and attack, but this will show you when you're at advantage or when you're at a disadvantage. And if you look at the colors, you see there's a light and a dark The dark means you're over, at a strong disadvantage or a strong advantage, which basically lets you know if you can perform a counterattack, punish, or to perhaps be punished yourself. And I was going to explain this to you guys afterwards, but not only is this available in practice mode, I'm sure you're all used to that, but it's also available in other modes as well. For example, the warm-up, while you're waiting for a match on online play, and also in tournament mode and play your match. Okay, so for the English stream, this is the sample combos. You might have noticed that before it was in the move list, but now we actually pulled it out to the menu. And there was only about 5 or so before, but now each kind of launcher has 3 or so of varying difficulties that you can check out. So this is just so that if you want to pick up a new character, to make sure that your combos are doing more damage when you're in match.
おすすめの確定反撃技
Damn, what?
The trophy, but you can see when you perform successfully, it does great.
Okay.
And while you can perform the recommended move, you can perform any.
I've already formed my opinion, but let's let this finish, okay? Yeah.
So the hard mode, you keep just cycling through the moves that you choose, and you can select them in that menu he just showed us. And the difference between that and the normal is the normal will keep doing the same move over until you see the grade here. Where when it's an hard, it will just cycle through the moves regardless of failure or success.
じゃあ映像
So next, guys, we're going to show you the My Replay and Tips feature that we have listed under the free update section. So everyone will have access to this regardless of the device as we stand.
まずはただの対戦映像1ラウンドをお見せします
And これはまだ開発中のものなので映像は分かりにくいかもしれないですけど、中津が言った通り、今対戦1ラウンドをやった後に、リプレイをどうする機能を見せる感じですね。So right now we're seeing Nakatsu's Spotlight just playing a match for the first round, and then after that first round is finished, we're going to show you the actual replay and the features that are involved with it. であれですよね、中津が、ガードしてちゃんと返しているものもあれば、その改善のポイントまだ残ってるんですね、こちらに。
実際ここからリプレイです
So this is where the replay starts. And as you can see, まずそのチップスが反撃の
Damn, what?
このとこ、中津は
Wow! This is crazy as hell!
次はうまくいってます
で、ちゃんと中津がやったときにグレートってちゃんと出るんですよ。で、もちろんリプレイなので、巻き戻しや早送り、ポーズ、あと次のチップスまでも、飛ばせるんですよね。
飛ばせます改善点がチップスで表示されるんですけど、そこにブルーレイのチャプターの機能の感じで自分で、そのポイントまで戻ったり進んだりできます。この後やってますね。
So this feature is really good, as we were just showing. When you didn't punish an opponent when you're playing, it gives you the move for your specific character that you could have punished with. And also, if you did punish it, it comes up with great to tell you exactly what you were doing right. And it is a replay, so you can rewind, you can fast forward, you can pause to check it out, and you can also skip to the next point where you have a tip.
What? Oh, they're doing the thing. They're doing that thing. Okay, do the thing. Yes. They're gonna make Harada a playable character. Finally. Oh, it's a full customized item. Okay. Well, almost.
This is the Bearded Man set that we are going to be adding to the game. You saw it as the April Fool's joke. This is no longer a joke. We're going to be having this for free later on, and we'll tell you when.
Alright. Alright, little sis, thank you very much. I appreciate the love, sweetheart, as always. Okay, give me a second, and I need to get some water because I'm like, at some point during that, I already made up my mind, even given everything that I heard, but I'm going to take this water first. Hold up. Always refreshing. Okay. I see it from both ends. Well, actually, let me take that phrase back. From the multiple vertices where y'all are coming from. Okay, let's start with this. This is real rap right here. Real rap. In a normal instance, just real talk, okay? Real talk. Tekken 7 on PC, right? Some fool could have modded that in themselves, but then you're only limiting that feature to a single subset of people who own the specific video game, which leaves complete console players out in the cold. So I'm gonna give it to you on the real, like, from my understanding. Let me move this back. I don't need to see all my video games. I know for a fact there's a mod like that for the PC version of Tekken 7 in a very minute way. So we've been here, done this technically. But, again, understanding that work isn't free, okay? Here's the second point that I heard a lot of OGs making, which is very true, and I'll explain to you why. Back in the day, that was precious data. Before wikis, before this, you had to go and buy a strategy guide. And even then, strategy guides in America didn't really have frame data. You had to get gaming moves from Japan with that work for somebody to translate it and then share it somewhere. And well, in this instance, it would have been Tekken Zaibatsu, but yet and still. This was information you had to pay for. You either had to pay for it or you had to grind it out and guess without having the proper tools to be exactly what that information is. So yeah, from an OG standpoint, from where I can sit at, you know what I'm saying, sitting in my rocking chair having my lemonade, yeah, I can agree with some of the points that were made that, yeah, this used to be highly coveted information. But because we live in a world that's full of microwaves and full of answers of, you give me that now because you owe me that, I see a lot of people like, man, I shouldn't have to pay for this. Well, I see you, but I don't see you. Rap, I see you, but I don't see you. Yes, this is information that will separate player who's okay with player who's a little bit better, because player here understands the matchup and the frames. But even people who understand frames, there are people who are very, 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 very good at the King of Iron Fist tournament games simply because they play the game enough to feel. So even having this frame data ain't finna turn you into a Tekken World Champion either. So this isn't like some be-all end-all answer to whatever that problem may be. Here's the thing. They didn't have to do this. That's where I'm coming from. This is a wonderful tool for those who appreciate it. So, in the world where you live in, where Tekken 7 stuff is so piecemeal, bruh, you don't have to buy it. If all you want out this season 3 is Zafina and the Shogun of Harlem great-great-great-great-granddaddy Leroy, whatever his last name is, I'm being dumb, don't at me, then you're free to do that. And you're free to ignore this information, because let's be for real. This information will be sussed out and put on a wiki in a week. That's rap. But then that stuff is going to be totally updated. And that's the other thing I wanted to get at. That thing I said earlier about how back in the day you used to have to buy a strategy guide to get that information, and even strategy guides didn't have all the information. I want to talk to you about a game called Street Fighter Alpha Anthology. It's over on the shelf somewhere. Let me see. Yeah, it's over there. I could, let me see. Yes, okay. Yeah, well, I will pull out the prop. Street Fighter Alpha Anthology. Game I'm talking about. Like, Street Fighter Cross Tech is a thing that happened. I can technically talk about this. Don't at me, bro. Real Anyway, that game that I just sat on the floor, right? Its Japanese version, Street Fighter Zero Fighter Generation, had the move list in the game. For whatever reason, Pretty Games, is that Capcom of USA removed that information so they could sell you a strategy guide that was this fat for like $20. But because I had to hook up at GameStop, I was getting it on the low. But still though, there used to be a time where selling strategy guides was a bit. It's still a business to a lot less degree, because look, where are you watching me talk to you right now? Even before video games come out nowadays, you can see the final boss for the game at least 3 to 4 days before the game come out. I'm not going to mention what game I got spoiled by, but it let me learn to not search for certain things and to be careful and curate my history. And that was the lesson that I learned. I'm like, I got multiple YouTube accounts just to avoid BS. That's just what it is. We live in a world of updates and updates and more updates, which then leaves things like the strategy guides you would used to buy that used to have that information in it obsolete after a week and a half. 2 big games that happened in the era: Street Fighter 4 and Mortal Kombat number 9. Games, strategy guide that featured this information, moot information, because that don't work no more, bruh. Yet you are given a living, breathing version of this. In Tekken 7, $4 ain't a lot. $4 ain't a lot, especially in the magical instance of you probably want everything in the season pass, and it's going to cost you a lot more to buy the things and jump around it individually than it would just to buy the season pass outright or just wait for a sale for it. But then at the same time, this is the internet. So probably, we do some math. 99.9% of you motherfuckers that's sitting up here throwing a hip fit about that, you either already bought the season pass or you just saying something because you just need to be heard today. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Like, you got an opinion and I can do what I want with it, but should I really consider it depending on who you are? I don't know. Oh, but my opinion, take my opinion seriously because I'm the one and the only, you know what I'm saying? My opinion matters. But seriously, context, ladies and gentlemen. I went from having no context to this argument that I was watching unfold and seeing that, yeah, both sides are kind of right. Well, all vertices, again, all the ways you can attack it. Correct. Yeah, maybe this is a thing that when at least when it comes to the frame data stuff, they give you that replay stuff for free, which is dope. But the frame data stuff, that's probably a bone you can throw. At the same time, though, stuff like that ain't free. And I bet you it cost Team Tekken a lot of money to implement that in your video game. To QA test it, to do everything that it needs to be proper, so that when you download it when it come out, whether you download it or not, or patch it or whatever, that it don't break your video game. A lot of times when people get the belly aching, and I'm going to use the word belly aching because I don't want to say that other word, y'all don't understand, this stuff is not free to make. This stuff ain't free, bruh. Or sis, or anything, whatever. It costs a lot of money. It costs more money than you think it do to make things like that work. You have, again, like I said earlier, I know for a fact, and I know this, that there is some kind of frame data thing for the PC version of Tekken 7. But somebody did that with love and care in their hearts and probably got a Patreon or a PayPal that they taking donations for all the work that they did to give you a frame data viewer in a game where it wasn't before and not officially sanctioned by Harada or anybody else at Bandai Namco. So that's rap. Understanding and know, even if you still disagree with that, all you people sitting up here saying that I ain't getting it, I can guarantee you, once somebody mines all the information out of it, makes something out of it, and continues to update it, I bet you'll use that source because it's free, not appreciating where that information is going to come from versus somebody guesstimating what a thing is versus what the thing actually is being brought to you by the producers and the directors and the people who make that game happen. Can't pull one over on me, bruh. No. This rap, swear to God. For real, all these people making this noise about this right at this very moment. Swear on your mama life. On your daddy life, on the blood of Jesus Christ, Lord. That when this come out and they start mining the data for this, you not finna go to the wiki where somebody finna put that and then use it. Think about that, for real. for real, because I already know. Because it's like this the internet. You can get on Twitter, say whatever the hell you want to say. That's rich, and you can say whatever you want to say, fam. But let's be for real. Uncle Triple to you, let's be for real. Why you on the internet saying you not gonna pay $4 for this? Somebody who gonna pay $4 for this, mine all that stuff, and then put it in a wiki for you to see it, you sure gonna absorb it for free. That's the work. So you can say the drama for somebody else's mama, because you can't bring that to Cheryl, and you can't bring that to Cheryl's son neither, because no. So try again. But at the end of the day, work is work though. This is a business. And money gotta be made. I understand that again, that because we live in this microwave era of you want a thing now, and you want a thing because you think that you are entitled to it, versus understanding why you may not be entitled to it and taking your entitlement and shoving them up your ass. It's work. And it can be nothing else as I wipe my eye here. I think I got something in it. Totally do. I'm keeping it $1 million. That's worth $4. $4. I'm like, you gotta pay to play. Now, I could understand that, again, and I'm coming at this from a different vertices where you probably wouldn't be saying the same thing if this was being given to you for free. You'd be, yay, tech is the greatest. They giving us the work. But because Harada and them need to pay back the people who put that together, who tested it to make sure that it properly works, and that even if it properly works, people to still take a look at it and make sure it's working properly, they've got to pay somebody to do that. And that's why they sell DLC to you, so they can pay those people to do the thing to keep your video game going. I didn't need to whisper that, but I felt I needed to enunciate the point by saying it at a low tone and then raising my voice back up so that you understand. So I get it from both ends. Yeah, this could something that could be for free. Yeah, it's a PC mod probably out there that probably does most of what this thing will do upon its release. But again, like I said, you're leaving out two other bases. X-Bone and a PS Quadruple, leaving them out in the code. They don't get frame data stuff. So you stuck with nothing. I'm like, I don't know what work is going into modding. I know you can hack a PS4. I don't know what you can do with a bone, but it is what it is. I need another drink. Give me this here. Yeah, that's good. I was playing Cadillacs and Dinosaurs yesterday, don't ask. But if you're looking for my unbiased opinion at this juncture, I get it from both angles. But given how important this tool could be to somebody, $4 ain't a bad way to do it. And if you disagree, I would just suggest honestly just waiting for a sale for the season pass, and then you'll get it, and then you can still choose to turn it off, to not use this tool that not only helps you to be a better player, but helps you in more ways than one to be a better player. That whole feature is helping to people who want to be better at Tekken, who aren't quite good at Tekken, or who are very good at Tekken, become better at this video game. I don't see a lot of games presenting that information in the way Tekken do. There are games that I know that present frame data. Every NetherRealm game since Mortal Kombat 9 does it. That's work. That's the only game. Them the only games I can think of for real that presents you with the frame data. Now there are other games that get real deep into the intricacies like Under Night and Skullgirls and things like that, but they not presenting stuff in the level what actually Skullgirls kind of does. I take that back. In that big giant box, it tells you everything you want to know. Shout to Mike Z. When system directions coming for Skullgirls, bro, you love Street Fighter 3. It is what it is. I'm just playing. When's Philly for Blaze Blue Cross that battle? Yeah, you know I was going there. But seriously though, there are very few games that give it to you like this is giving it to you, and they gotta pay the people back who put that tool together. That's exactly how I see it. That's true. That's exactly my opinion on it. That looked like it's worth $4. Now, if it looked like some BS garbage, then my opinion would skew the other way. But it skewers up, yeah, that's worth $4. That's something that's a tool that's worth $4. That's something that, because I fell off after Dark Resurrection. Like, I still play the same Lily and been playing that same Lily since Dark Resurrection through 6 and Tag 2 and then 7 getting body because I don't know how to play the game. This would be a great way to play catch up to get my Lily up to snuff. Not bad. Not a bad way to get back into the game for a last player like me. And you may be a last player that's looking for a way to improve your game. They handed you a tool that says, well, you dumb clown. Well, when this fool hit you with this and you hit that improper punish and got juggled to death, well, this is why you got juggled to death. I don't see that as a bad way to spend $4. I know a lot worse ways you could spend $4. I'm just putting it out there. That season pass is gonna be worth it with whatever else they do because they still got more characters coming from it. I'm like, from my understanding, there aren't going to be any guests, but see, season 4 will have Kiryu. It's still good. It's still good. But seriously, that is my opinion on it. I'm like, we've sat here, we've discussed it into the ground and up, and grew a tree out of it. I see the vertices. I see you from everywhere. But my honest opinion is, yeah, that's worth it, fam. Swear to God. That's worth it. Like, if you were trying to be a better Tekken player, that's a tool worth having. And that's a tool that's available for everyone. Keyword in that sentence, underline to be everybody. Everybody. Work. Now, if people was hacking PS4s and they could put a memory viewer in that mug and then everybody had access to it, then Harada trying to sell it to me would probably be a problem. But since that's not the case, and it's for everybody, I see nothing wrong with it. Nothing. It's a tool. A tool you have to opt into. I'm glad I made it almost 27 minutes in and used that keyword. Ain't nobody putting a gun to your head saying, hey, you gonna get that DLC or I'm gonna blow your brains out. That is not a thing that's happening. You have to purchase that with money. You have to. You can either purchase it with money or not. No one's forcing you to buy it. I understand that because you live in an era again, and I will say this just to illustrate my point, where you feel entitled and everything should be given to you for free and you shouldn't have to spend a cent because you didn't grow up like me. And you can, and like for real, like when I looked at some of that stuff, you can kind of tell who didn't come up as fighting games was building to things. And this is not the first time I've been in a conversation where you talking to people who jumped in when rosters were 20, 30 strong on the rip. I'm from Street Fighter 2 Town. It was 8 World Warriors. Well, 7 because Ken and Ryu was the same character. So, yeah. I'm from that era. I'm from an era where Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat 1 were what? Mortal Kombat 1 had 7 characters in it. Yeah, wait, hold on. Let me double check that because I don't want nobody to fact check me. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Sonya, Kano, Liu Kang, Johnny Cage. Am I missing somebody? That's 6, and there's one more. Wait, hold on. I'm figuring this out. You ain't going nowhere. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Sonya, Kano, Liu Kang. Yeah. Well, Mortal Kombat 1 only had 6. No. Who am I missing? Because what? Shang Tsung and Kano, Shang Tsung and Gore were the bosses. One more time for the hood. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Kano, Johnny Cage, Sonya, and Liu Kang. You know what? I'm not going to click on Google Chrome. You'll stay here all day till I make sure that I know what I'm talking about. Well, Reptile technically. Okay, maybe if I remember it via fatality. Toasty, the Icebreaker, the what was that? That cartwheel uppercut, the kiss of death, the heart rip, and the head uppercut. That is every fatality in MK1. So yeah, it was only 6 characters in MK1, but it was only 6. That because that don't make no sense. Like, I don't believe that we are in this thing and I'm trying to make a point and I can't make the point because I'm bad at making the point. So now Raiden, damn it. Raiden, how I forget the Thunder Guy, dog? For real. Like, how I forget the Thunder Guy? Like, electricity, bloody breath. How I forget Raiden, dog? I'm a bad person. I'm a bad person. Be away my face. I gotta get y'all out of here, dog. I don't believe we spent time on this. So, for the record, so that we nail this, alright? Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Johnny Cage, Kato, Sonya, Liu Kang, Raiden, with guest stars it's porno and $500 sunglasses. Oh man. I almost had to go to Google Chrome and it just dawned on me Raiden all of a sudden like I know that ain't right and I'm missing somebody. Oh, it's Raiden. And I'm like regardless of that, we got plenty more show for you. Look, at the end of the day, nobody putting a gun in your head and making you buy it. From my personal, honest point of view, it's worth it. It's worth what they asking for because they got to pay somebody to implement all that stuff to make sure it works properly. Harada seemed like the kind of dude that if he could get that away to you, he would. I believe in him and Michael Murray. If they want to give that away to you, they would if they could. But they got masters to answer to. People who are bad at selling DLC, promoting pre-order DLC, then screwing you when you don't do what they say. But no disrespect, but that's just what history dictates. That's not me putting my personal spin on it. But yo, OGs like me, we understand that, yo, you have to pay for it. You used to have to pay for that. People in the streets now, because you entitled and you ain't had to struggle and that stuff has been handed to you, anything that you think should be handed to you for free so you don't have to pay for it. But if you didn't pay for it and you don't pay it back, then you don't get it. The circle of downloadable content. It helps companies make extra money so they can make more video games or something like. Look, whatever. I'm not gonna sing anymore because I'm not as great as I am at it. Look, damn it! Sit back, relax, and stay tuned. Yo, pop that once more again. I'm of course the one and only triple the G.O.D, aka Mr. CRACKCOCINE, hashtag entertainment's #1 dope man. And of course I am the baddest monster in existence. And don't you ever forget it. Always holding down my 6, squish murder in the squadron, the congregation, may they be praised. Betsy, Magdalene, and of course my girl Miss Monster, aka Monsterline, bringing you these hits on the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, and the 4s. Yo, you made it to the end of this and you haven't done some things. Let me remind you what it is that you can do if you haven't done it already. Subscribe buttons and bells. Like this video if you do. Dislike it if you don't. Leave a comment if you got something to say. You can get at me in social media. Those things are below in the box below you. And if you'd like to support this show with your cash money, you can do that via PayPal or you can become a patron over there on patreon.c.com and join my boys Ryan Bomber and my man Young Money Best aka Drew. I see you never. By helping this show be a better thing for you to help educate and inform and have a good old time while I talk about things and remember things in my life that are related to this thing because that's what we do around here. But seriously, sit back, relax, and stay tuned. We've got plenty of more show for you. You're damn straight. Yes, you. And we've got it right after these commercial messages. Seriously, can't wait to see what the rest of season 3 is, but regardless of where you sit on this issue, It is what it is. I got my opinion. You got yours, and you're free to it. There's a lot of people come from a different time and different eras, and it's just understanding. But it's all those differences that make us together great as a whole, and the fighting game community as a whole. So always remember that. Regardless, more and plenty of more show for you. Bang! Right after these commercial messages.